In his apostolic exhortation, Pope Francis makes a clear statement about the church vis-a-vis the world. To evangelize is to make the kingdom of God present in our world. He re-emphasizes his thought, saying, "An authentic faith, which is never comfortable or completely personal, always involves a deep desire to change the world, to transmit values, to leave this earth somehow better founded." All Christians, their pastors included, are called to show concern for the building of a better world. Seemingly irked with the lack of real concern for the common good, Pope Francis says that the dignity of each human person and the pursuit of the common good are concerns which ought to shape all economic policies. At times, however, they seem to be a mere addendum imported from without in order to fill out a political discourse lacking in perspectives or plans for true and integral development. How many words prove irksome to this system, he says. Pope Francis goes into prayer. "I ask God to give us more politicians capable of sincere and effective dialogue aimed at healing the deepest roots and not simply the appearances of the evils in our world." In his apostolic exhortation, Pope Francis says that reading the scriptures make it clear that the gospel is not merely about our personal relationship with God. The gospel is about the kingdom of God. It is about loving God who reigns in our world. The church's pastors have the right to offer opinions on all that affects people's lives, since the task of evangelization implies and demands the integral promotion of each human being. It is no longer possible to claim that religion should be restricted to the private sphere and that it exists only to prepare souls for heaven. An authentic faith, which is never comfortable or completely personal, always involves a deep desire to change the world. If the just ordering of society and of the state is a central responsibility of politics, the church cannot and must not remain on the sidelines in the fight for justice. All Christians, their pastors included, are called to show concern for the building of a better world. Regarding the Christian community, Pope Francis clearly states, "Any church community, if it thinks it can comfortably go its own way without creative concern and effective cooperation in helping the poor to live with dignity and reaching out to everyone, will also risk breaking down, however much it may talk about social issues or criticize governments. It will easily drift into a spiritual worldliness camouflaged by religious practices, unproductive meetings, and empty talk." Pope Francis returns again to his indictment of exclusion and inequality in our world, saying that the very economic structures of our world must be changed. The need to resolve the structural causes of poverty cannot be delayed. Society needs to be cured of a sickness which is weakening and frustrating it, and which can only lead to new crises. Welfare projects which meet certain urgent needs should be considered merely temporary responses. As long as the problems of the poor and financial speculation by attacking the structural causes of inequality, no solution will be found for the world's problems, or for that matter, to any problems. Inequality is the root of social ills.